Morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kurojiri, your resident tinker and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now, it looks like we're going to be sticking around in the Medarot DS celebration category for just one more week as we kind of round out the tail end of May and go on into June. June, however, is going to be rather exciting for a number of reasons to be revealed in this particular coverage. So do make sure you follow it to the very end to catch those big surprises toward the end of the coverage. But as far as this week is concerned, though, we see the introduction of a brand new MWB type to finally equalize the series with its counterpart, the LHB Longhorn Beetle series, with a successor of Aurora, who was known as one of the antagonistic driving forces of the story of Medarot DS. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was officially announced for this week, starting of course with the lineup of who to expect as things kind of start closing out with a filler week toward for the tail end of May. Now, as far as banners are concerned, we're only getting one brand new banner this week, and that is for MWB-04 Omaga, with a completely brand new kit across the board of ACG beam, double CGU missile, biped legs, and a brand new leg ability called Bullet Charge. Now, it's actually rather easy to explain Omaga's kit, but it's going to definitely be spicing up a lot of metas that it brings to the game. ACG beam in particular basically behaves like ACG shot. Instead of checking the user's charge gauge for the amount of damage plus, it will check the enemy's charge gauge. So that means if they're at 30% or 100%, well, guess who's getting the damage plus? It certainly is not them. And piercing on top of that makes it even more of a threat the farther into the battle you go. CGU missile is another brand new skill, which is a gunpowder-based missile attack, nothing special, but it does apply a stack of CG upper to self, which boosts the amount of CG gained in any way by up to 30% once the effect is active. And then, of course, Bullet Charge is basically Bullet Rain, which is success and damage plus, if equipped shooting parts exceeds that of the targets, but you also get a little CG back every time you use a shooting skill. So Omaga is definitely going to be bringing a lot of very heavy CG-reliant and CG-centric kits to the game, not just with sustain, but also with a lot of ways to complement charge-reliant kits as a whole. ACG beam in particular for your punishment of the enemy target, CGU missile for your CG sustain for anyone else, and Bullet Charge for basically anything in between. Now, he's not the only one that's going to be hitting the scene, however, as he does, of course, have a pair of boosted rates that are coming alongside with him. Those in particular are CMO-02 Curly Veil with a kit of Slip, Rifle, Conceal, Multi-Legs, and the leg ability of Extra Magazine, whom also is capable of tune-up bonuses as of a good couple weeks ago now for some extra added permanent perks, such as some extra speed, some extra power, or some extra effects given no matter what she chooses to bring to the table. Additionally, we also see the reintroduction of KGC0 Evil Rex with Hide Blow, Slash, Pile, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Spearhead. So mostly focusing on a lot of Medarot S related pro tags this time around as the boosted rates, but all the same, there's still some very solid ones that you can make good use of. Omaga for your CG-centric related combat of any given kind, Curly Veil for kind of your auxiliary shoot support, and Evil Rex as well for your high speed or high mobility melee. So lots of very good options between the three of these alone. And worst comes to worst, because these are the boosted rates, if you miss on Omaga, you still got a shot at one or both of these, or even parts thereof. For the Fierce battles this week, it's going to be a pretty mixed ailment and coverage week as well this week, so a little bit of everything here, there, and everywhere as far as what's worth going after and what's worth really pushing. But starting us up on this top row is LLY0 Lily Madonna with a kit of Triple Laser, Tank Legs, and Haja. GRM0 Wild Ukon with Rifle, Double Hammer, Biped Legs, and Radiator, and MNT0 Flat Snake with Triple Virus, Sea Legs, and Acrobatics. On the bottom row, we have HPP01 Hippopotensia with Conceal, Double Brake Hammer, Wheeled Legs, and No Guard, LBR0 Libra with Gravity Guard, Anti-Air, Anti-Sea, Float Legs, and Primacy, and MOL0 Horny Devil with Fire Shot, Double Missile, Wheeled Legs, and Desert Type. So like I said, it's going to be a very mixed variety week, and there's going to be at least 1 or 2 parts from all 6 models here that you can make good use of basically anywhere. Lily Madonna for basic basic lasers, it's always a very welcome addition for any female team needing some high DPS, and of course Tank Legs with the ability of stack cleanse is also a nice addition. Wild Ukon as well for your conventional melee and shooting. Nothing really special all there. Flat Stake, of course, for your turn skipping with Virus on any given part, and Sea Legs with just an extra perk in the evade category. Hippopotencia for a Break Hammer with your heavy punish, Libra for your anti-air and anti-sea coverages, and Hordy Devil, who I graded as MVP of the week, primarily for having wheeled legs and desert type. Because while wheeled legs normally are extremely picky on the terrains that they're good on, desert type means that they're going to be running circles around everything else that's going to be struggling to keep up with desert or wasteland terrain. And that also protects you from having to use flight legs and get nuked by anyone trying to bring anti-air and think 1 step ahead of you. Well, this allows you to think 2 steps ahead and make sure that weakness doesn't become a problem at all. Now, of course, it is as kind of a standard run-of-the-mill fashion. We are getting a brand new Super Invasion for Almaga as well. No real telling what the rules are going to be for this one, given its extremely powerful CG-reliant kit, but I am fully expecting, being completely honest, that it's going to have a lot of modifiers that involve giving them, starting them with either half or full CG at the start, which means metaphor salvos are probably going to be a thing. So just make sure that you pay attention to that and be very, very careful with it. Little secret from your old pal Kura himself is that if you do find yourself needing to fight people that have full charges from start, if you have access to overcharge, that is kind of your secret, your hidden secret in the bag. Granted, as long as you can land a hit, obviously, of course. But if it does, that can most certainly turn the tides in your favor extremely quickly as long as you can outrun them. As far as events are concerned, though, it's going to be extremely low energy this time around. Very, very laid back and chill, as we're only getting 1 event reward this time around, aside from the usual limited time ones like your tickets, your Metagist, and rubies, and everything else. This time around, we have the opportunity to earn the Rook Medal, which has a mastery in support, defense, and setup, and leg masteries in biped, wield, and float. So, and as a speed nature medal, it's going to be rather interesting seeing what this brings to the table. But as you see, this is the only big ticket reward this time around, so really, really low stakes. However, on the topic of ticket, this event also is ticket based, so bonuses will be stacking per part equipped across the team. That means if you have somebody that equips a +3 per part, well, equip the whole set, and that's a +12 to you instead. So ultimately, like I said, I think this is going to be a very low-stakes event this week. Again, kind of as a filler week, more or less, as we kind of prepare for some big news starting into June. Just to kind of wrap out the month and start it off on a good note. On the topic of June, however, it has been officially confirmed this morning that we are going to be seeing a rerun of the original Full Metal Panic collaboration back a good couple years ago. Seeing the releases of Kashim Lest, Urzatine, and Silvalile, it's going to be really nice seeing those 3 Medarots come back. Especially given that Urzatine, having the wonderful leg ability that it has, makes it extremely useful, and even in today's current meta, a huge must-have, a big-ticket item if you're playing to shoot for. And with some very solid kits along the way too, you really can't go wrong with these. However, it is also worth noting that it wasn't fully confirmed if this collab rerun is going to be just a standard 2-week rerun, or if they're going to be completely starting it up off from the ground with the introduction of new models to join the fray with a Volume 2, so to speak. So, little hard telling, but I'm going to assume until proven otherwise, it's going to be just a rerun showcasing the original 2 SR Metarotters and the original 3 models. With nothing really special added, possibly as another filler, but it's kind of hard telling at this point in time. That about does it for all the Medarot S related stuff, but moving over to Meta Survivor is where we start seeing some really big stuff kicking in as well. As we see another 2-week advance, this time we're seeing the introduction of Evil Rex and Sarashina Hime joining the fray of Meta Survivor. Evil Rex in particular specializing with movement speed and skill cooldowns, with an MR skill allowing him the chance to completely dodge incoming attacks, which may make it really, really useful to dodge really powerful or high or very low reaction time attacks from bosses or hordes. And Sarashina Hime also specializes in crit damage and a lot of emphasis on it. with her MR skill if you can advance her all the way up, allowing her the ability to score every hit that lands to be a critical hit no matter what. So it's going to be really exciting seeing both of these officially hit the fray and join the game, because they both were already pretty solid in Medarot S as a whole, and translating to Meta Survivor only emphasizes this even more. Now, on the topic of Meta Survivor, though, as we keep going, there's a couple of brand new quality of lives that are going around. Now, this one I highlighted as a new mechanic, as I did not read or hear if they're going to be continuing this as a trend, but as far as this next couple weeks is concerned, during the pickup period for both Evil Rex and Sarashina Hime, there is a chance that when you're playing the game, you will see them dropping randomly in the level up pool. So even if you don't have the models, which is actually how the game behaves, you have to have them in order to see the skill, there is a chance you may see either of these two pop up randomly to kind of let you sample them, I guess, so to speak. It's like a character trial. And actually, I really, really like that, as it gives players the chance to kind of see how the skill behaves and actually see if they want to really push for them or not. I really hope this skill sticks around and it's not just a one-time thing. Additionally, we're also seeing a brand new minigame mechanic being added to events in Meta Survivor. This one around hailing back all the way from the days of Medarot 4 specifically, with the days of a minigame called Meta Speed King. And if you guys played the original GBA game with the button mashing on the terrain with the relay race, you kind of already have an idea of what to expect, but it's basically that. Meta Speed King is a mechanic that was introduced in 4 as a foot race style minigame, where you race opponents to the finish line and get rewards relative to your place. So it's really, really simple, honestly. And with this, you have that meter here on your screen to push to make sure that you can keep your speed. Make sure you stay in that nice little sweet spot of your green area so you don't overheat and outrun your enemy to the finish line. It's really as simple as that. But it is really, really exciting to see this translated into another game for the first time it's been seen, no less, since Medarot 4. So I'm really hoping that we're going to be seeing more stuff like this to really make things more interesting, and the events and mini-games thereof much more engaging as far as the game is concerned. One final note as far as Meta Survivor is concerned as well, with another quality of life, they will be introducing Meta Pico tickets. And these tickets are a new collectible currency that you can hold on to that allows you to redeem them for Pico chips specifically that you want, or fragments of the chips essentially. So if you keep trying to pull for the Pico Gacha and end up getting a bunch of duplicates of ones you don't need, well, this is going to be a really good way to guarantee you can get chip or chip fragments for the ones you want specifically, so you can ascend them to higher ranks faster. Now, more than likely, as a new currency, they are going to be holding it in events currently and paid bundles, so don't expect to get a whole bunch of it immediately, but it is still very exciting to see as they're still finding ways to optimize Meta Survivor since its release early in February this year. Now, moving away from game stuff, though, as always, we are always looking for translators who assist us with any current projects or endeavors. Right now, with the big push being toward Medarot 4, we would appreciate any help with that. So if you are knowledgeable in coding, cleaning, Japanese, or have some time on your hands, or if you perhaps know somebody that might be, we are more than appreciative of any help that you'd be willing to provide. Feel free to ask around, join the Discord and ask and talk about it, and we can most certainly get you in touch with the right people. Alternatively, if you don't know anybody but still want to help at the cause, you are more than welcome to donate to various crowdfunding in the link below as well, so we can commission to have some of those lines of text translated, as it means less work for the translators, and all they have to do is just typeset and clean it up and just make it look pretty between patches of the Ian patch going live for bug testing and updates. Now, a couple major announcements from Project Rising Beetle as well. If you follow me on the Discord, or on Twitter especially, then you would have gotten this first and seen the really big announcement. But for the last couple weeks, leading up to my 4-year anniversary here next week, actually, I actually prepared a very big gift for the Project Rising Beetle community. And that is in the form of 42 brand new emotes that are added to the Project Rising Beetle Discord server, featuring a lot of very popular and very very highly requested models from a template that I found to be added to the Discord as emotes that people can use. Lots of very popular models here: Gothic Mate, Noelle, Cameo Stag, Dead Dog, Leah Lila, Shushu Pop, even some rather off-the-wall picks like Ambiguous 2 or Aseus 2, or even other rather unique ones of the line. So I had a lot of fun putting these together, and they look really nice as emotes too. That was the biggest thing I was worried about. But this is the precursor to my 4-year anniversary next week as a way to say thank you and give back to the community again, and just kind of remind you guys how much that I care and value you. I really wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of you, so this is just one way of me saying thank you, and continuing to contribute to the community that's helped make me who I am, and make me so proud to be that voice for you guys in the global Western global front for our favorite pet fighting robots. So thank you so much for that, and these emotes are free. They don't cost anything to use, obviously. They are just added in there. So once you join the Discord, you have free access to these, and of course, if you have Discord Nitro, you can take these with you anywhere you go in any other server that allows external emotes. So definitely make sure you spread the love around and share them in other groups with you. Continuing on with Project Rise and Beetle news, it is a friendly reminder that we are still have our Ori Meta contest ongoing in the server as well. We do have a current aesthetic theme of steampunk as far as the design submissions are looking to be for direction. The contest is going from 5-6 to 7-1, so still about a month left for y'all to work on and submit your your entries. So looking forward to seeing all those. The winning entry or entries, based on how many there are, will be getting personalized concept art from yours truly. So I'm very excited to see that as another way to celebrate my 4-year anniversary and kind of help make it more engaging and fun for the community as a whole. Since, like I said, I would not be here if it weren't for you guys, and I'm so happy to be in this position to give you guys the news and keep you guys in the news. So this is just my way of giving back and keeping you guys involved and just making it fun for everyone. One final note, though, on the topic of stuff to expect this coming week, my 4-year anniversary, like I said, is next week, June 3rd and June 4th. Now, given that June 4th, my actual 4-year anniversary, is on a Wednesday this year, and it sadly doesn't line up like it did last year, I will be hosting the anniversary stream and revealing my special project that I've been working on for quite some time now on that stream. I will not be pre-recording the coverage, much like I typically do. Instead, I will actually be streaming the coverage and doing live reactions and conversation with it, and of course, hosting an AMA at the end where you guys can talk to me and ask any questions or talk to me, just to kind of make it special and talk about where I've been and where we've been for the past 4 years for the MNN, and just kind of make some hopes and anticipation of what to see in year 5. So I am very happy, and I'm extremely excited to have you guys with me on this. That'll be June 3rd, a week to the day, at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I like to believe that's going to be a pretty nice time that folks can tune in, even for just a little while, and hang out with me and celebrate 4 years of the Medarot News Network and giving you dedicated delivery and coverage of the meta news here in the West. Now, as far as June 4th is concerned for the actual anniversary, I am still considering hosting something for it or releasing something for it. I have not figured out which yet. I will probably have you guys, I'll probably get that update to you guys closer on the date. So make sure that you tune in with me for that anniversary coverage on the 3rd, and you guys will get the news straight from the source once a decision has been reached. One final note before I do wrap us up, though, as a friendly reminder, I am always open for art commissions as well. So if you are looking for any live 2D models, 3D models, or even emotes or standard art, I do just a little bit of everything as well, so I'm happy to give you a hand with that. You can reach out to me on Discord, Twitter, or on Blue Sky as well to inquire about it, and I do just about anything, as you see, including mecha. The only things I will not do are anything NSFW or gore related, so just something to keep in mind. But my DMs are always open on purpose for that, so you can reach out at any time and try to make something happen. But that does basically cover everything for this week's episode. So ultimately, as far as game-related stuff, it's relatively quiet. Just a couple of brand new quality of life and feature mechanics for Meta Survivor, the new MWB model for Medarot S, and of course the really big stuff as far as Project Rise and Beetle is concerned. But with that being said, if you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever community on there that I do also run and manage beyond 43,000 members and still climbing by the day. And I'm also the only admin running the entire thing, so take it easy on me guys, please. You can also follow us on Facebook as well at the Metabots Forever page as well, like I said, that I do also run. You can join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any new links to merchandise, fan art, contests, my weekly episodes, or anything else of the like. That is the first place you're going to see the news before it goes anywhere else. You can also reach out to me on Twitter, Blue Sky, or Discord as well at Isagami Kura. So again, if you want to commission me for art, if you want to reach out and talk to me, have any questions, or if you're a content creator that's watching me and would love to collaborate, whether that means having you here on at the news desk with me for a friendly chat or a collab, or me stopping in on your channel for a friendly chat or a game, I would absolutely love to try to coordinate with you on that. Lastly, do also give my official Twitter page as well at Itsugami Kura. Well, with my anniversary, I can toot my own horn here as a final precursor to my 4-year anniversary, and the official Medarot page where I also get all my news straight from the source. But with that being said, I do have one final announcement. You guys kind of already know it by hand, but make sure you stick around to the very end if you have not yet to see the final teaser for that going live. But with all that being said, as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping in, just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.